Welcome to season 2 of Jay Chelle Show and Tell podcast. Listen, like we did last season, we're going to put everything on the table in season 2. Everything except for politics. We will keep it fun. We're going to keep it interesting. We're going to keep it sexy. And for sure, we will keep it real. And with that being said, hello.
Hi.
Let's get to it. Yes, welcome to another episode of Jay and Chelle Show and Tell, episode 2, season 2. What's going on, Michelle?
Not much, but I was sitting here thinking this was our first show of season 2, but it's not. It's our second.
It is.
Yeah.
Second show of season
Excited.
2. Big things. So listen, what we wanted to do, as we said in our last season, we wanted to address a listener that made a comment or suggested that we talked about something. And I won't say the full name of the listener, but I'll just use the initials, LG. So this is what she wanted me and Chelle to talk about. She said, needed episode on infidelity, emotional and or physical. Can you trust again? Do you have another chance? Can the relationship recover? Define cheating.
That's a hell of a lot to unpack right there.
It's a lot. That's a deep comment.
But we asked for it.
We asked
for it, and we want to.
We go do our best to walk real slow through this one.
Yeah,
It's a lot. This is a loaded comment. Well, first of all, LG, we do appreciate you commenting. We do appreciate you giving your thoughts on what you may want to hear during the episode of Jay and Chelle Show and Tell. And let's get into it. So,
I knew this was coming. Michelle, what's cheating?
now we'll get to that a little bit later. We probably just gonna fall right into that. But episode on infidelity, emotional and or physical.
Well, actually, I want to comment on that. I think there's actually 3 different types of cheating. There is emotional cheating for sure, and physical. I think those are the 2 most common. But I don't think I think online, like cheating or affairs can happen too. And I think people kind of just, I don't know if they forget that or what, but I think there's definitely 3 different kinds of infidelity that you can experience in a relationship.
Yeah, I actually think men and women define cheating totally different.
I agree.
You know, I mean, one person can say is this and one person can say is that. It's crazy how different we are when it comes to that. When, you know, back in the day, cheating was just basically, hey, if you slept with someone or I caught you sleeping with someone, that was defined as cheating. But there's a lot of different forms of cheating that we all know of today. So can the relationship recover after someone cheats on someone? Does it depend on the level of cheating they've done? Is one cheating different from the main cheating that we are all used to, or let's just say that we say, hey, if you slept with this person, that's cheating. Like, so can a couple recover from that, or a person recover from the other person cheating?
I think that a lot of what goes into that is the offender, how remorseful they are, or how dedicated they are to that relationship, and why did they do it in the first place? I'm not saying, let me backtrack for a sec. A lot of times when people cheat, it's not a problem with me necessarily if I'm the one who's been cheated on. I mean, let's just be real. Halle Berry is the most beautiful person I can think of in the world. And she was cheated on multiple times. I would say she's the most beautiful, but okay, one of. She had been cheated on multiple times. So like, who the hell's going to cheat on Halle Berry? That's ridiculous, right? But she had been, and she talks openly about it. So I think to backtrack, the person who is doing the cheating, the issue is with that person. Either they're insecure, no matter what kind of cheating it is, or infidelity. They're insecure. They lack integrity. They don't have discipline to resist that temptation, basically. So I think that it depends on the people in the relationship. I think it depends on what happened. You don't accidentally cheat. is premeditated. There's no accidental cheating or infidelity or and whether it's emotional, physical, or something online that you're doing. You are making a conscious decision to do those things. So I think it depends on how it came about. Why did they do it? What is the problem with that person? Why they would have done something like this to someone who they allegedly or supposedly love? And then how remorseful are they and how dedicated are they to working through that with their other, partner in the relationship to make it work? So I think that with all of those things, it can be saved, but I don't know that a relationship would ever be the same again. I think you can get to a meaningful place where your relationship is good again, but I think it takes a long time. And I think that it takes a lot of work, and I don't know that it would ever be the same.
Right. Yeah, I hear you on that, but let me moonwalk back to something you said earlier. You said that that Halle Berry has been cheated on multiple times, and you think everyone that's cheated on her, it's an issue that they may have.
I'm just saying it's not beauty. You can be the most gorgeous person in the world and you can still be cheated on. That was kind of my point in saying that.
All right.
Then I did go into the part where the person who is doing the cheating, it is a problem with them, most likely.
Most likely. And that's something that we would never really know.
No, we wouldn't know that.
But it could be. I mean, it could be multiple things. I mean, it could be Halle Berry could be the problem, maybe the berries are not all that. I mean, I don't know, but it could be. Halle Berry could be the problem.
Right.
We can go on to, famous people, rich or famous. Jennifer Aniston, right? Like, decent, beautiful woman, but for some reason, she can't seem to keep a man. So is it the men or is it Jennifer Aniston? I have a friend that in and out of relationships all the time. But is it her or is it the people that she's with? So I truly believe, and that's why I said men and women, we can look at this thing a little bit differently. Sometimes a person that's getting cheated on has no clue that they are the issue, not giving the people who's cheating a pass on anything, but you would be surprised how many people that get cheated on is the actual problem,
Yeah, I'm not about to be victim blaming anyone who gets cheated on. If there is a problem in a relationship and someone brings it to the other person and says, hey, you're not supporting me enough, or we're not getting busy enough, or we aren't spending enough time together, and this is a problem we need to talk about and work through it, and that person still doesn't want to put in the effort to do those things. If you're coming to me and telling me that there's an issue in our relationship and I'm not receptive to that and I'm not reacting and trying to make changes, and then I get cheated on, I kind of see what you're saying, that like you brought a problem to me. I didn't try to fix it. So, hey, I'm just gonna go do what I want to do. It makes me happy. But that's why most of the time, I don't think that's the situation. At least with people that I've known that this has happened to. If someone does come to that person and say, hey, we have this problem, we have this issue, we need to fix it, and nothing happens, then yeah, I can see it. But I think most of the time when you hear about infidelity in a relationship, it's a problem with the person who's doing the cheating.
Yeah, and I mean, I can respect the fact that you said, no victim blaming. It's not victim blaming. It's just the other side of the coin. You have one coin that say, hey, all these guys are douchebags because they cheated on this woman here. Then you have the other side of the coin and say, hey, she the motherfucking problem. I see why they did what they did. You know what I'm saying? So it's always two sides of a coin, always two sides to the story. But we never know what the real situation is. But we do know it's just not one-sided.
No, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, for sure. So emotional cheating. Break down emotional cheating.
To me, that is, I have a problem, and the first one I should be running to is you. Or if something good happens, if something bad happens, if I'm, feeling stressed or anxious about something, and I want to talk to someone, I should be going to you to talk to about. I'm not saying I can't go to my girlfriends and talk about certain things too, but as far as opposite sex goes, in my mind, if I'm running to another man, if I'm running to another guy for advice. I mean, an advice about our relationship would be one thing, but if I'm constantly running to this person for advice or to lift me up or to build my confidence or to tell me I'm beautiful or anything like that, to me, that's emotional cheating. It's that, making an emotional connection specifically with someone of the opposite sex or that I maybe shouldn't be, especially if you wouldn't know them. If you know I have a really good guy friend that I've had forever and I confide in him, I guess that's a little bit different too. But to me, it's developing a whole relationship based on me making myself feel good about myself and you making you feel good. And so just making that emotional connection and constantly confiding in that person and running to them with anything that happens, especially in a relationship. Like, I just don't think that you should be doing that. So that's where I think that emotional affair would be. And it could be, let's send pictures to each other, whether they're like nudes or not, like that's not okay. So doing those types of things in a relationship, not going to happen. Shouldn't be happening.
Shouldn't be happening. Okay. So, emotional cheating from my perspective, how can I put this? Being able to go to someone and them being able to like fully listen without judgment, without saying, "Hey, you know what? Where you were wrong or she's wrong." It's more of, okay, so what are you guys going to do about it? This and that, but just to constantly keep going to that person, and all of a sudden now that person is almost to the point where like, okay, well, you should. Well, now this is what I think you should do. You might want to leave that person alone, or you may want to handle this situation that way, this way. That's the emotional cheating is so tough to kind of like break down, because it just all depends on the situation or the subject at hand that you guys are talking about. But if you're constantly running to this person on a daily basis and not actually talking to your significant other, that can just turn into a full-blown, emotional cheating, because now you're not giving your partner the time of day or even the conversation about certain things that may concern you, but you're giving it all to this other person.
Yeah, and I'm not saying you can't have advice from an opposite sex friend. Like, I've gone to my guy friends before and said, "Hey, is this normal? Or how should I, should I be overreacting about this? I'm feeling insecure about this. Like, help me out." That's different. Occasionally doing that than, like you said, I think every day, or, just, waking up and texting that person good morning, or like I said, sending pictures or telling them, all your business. There's a gray area there. I think you're right. Where one thing to be asking advice, but it's another thing, like I said, that emotional connection and a daily, how are you? Good morning, good night. Those types of things shouldn't be happening.
Yeah, and I also think that, whether you're a guy or a girl, or a man or a woman, let me put it to you that way, a man or a woman, I don't think that the partner needs to know every single person that you may converse with. For instance, if I talk to every blue moon, I talk to, let's just say 30 people or whatever. And it can be "Hey, how you doing? What's up? It's been a long time. Hey, things are going great. How's your family? Boom, boom, boom." That's it. I don't think that a partner should know every single person that their partner knows.
No, catching up with an old friend like that. Especially with social media, it's so easy to do those things. So no, I agree with you on that, but it's, again, the consistency. I think that's where the emotional affair or cheating could happen. And you can become addicted to something like that. Like, it can make you feel good. Everyone wants to be pumped up or made to feel good, or like they're attractive. And I'm not stupid. There's always gonna be more attractive people than me, like there's always gonna be temptation, but I think it just depends on how you handle it, how you react to it, so catching up with old friends or someone that you've known or whatever, there's nothing wrong with that. But I just don't think you should hide things from your partner. That's where it seems like something shady might be going on. Is that kind of deceitfulness or hiding it? Do I have to tell you every conversation I have? No, but I think that there is definitely, when you're doing something wrong, and things that I've always kind of lived by is, if my partner or boyfriend or husband was standing right next to me and I'm acting like this, would they be okay with it? Would they approve of it? Would they like how I'm behaving? Or am I doing this and I'm hiding it from them? Because if I'm hiding it, then I'm doing something wrong. Same within my inbox. If there's something in my inbox that I shouldn't be doing, or if my partner, or if you saw it, would you approve of it? Would you be all right with it? That's how I've always kind of lived my life is, would my partner or husband or boyfriend be okay with me doing this right now, what I'm doing?
Mm-hmm. Interesting. So, so she also says, LG also says, can you trust again? After all that, and let me step in right here. I don't think that I can trust again after a physical cheating. No, I'm not even going to try to break that down. We know what the physical is, right? That's just
is kissing cheating?
Is kissing cheating? Like what type of kiss?
Open mouth, like with tongue kiss.
I mean, yeah, that's physical. That would be cheating.
Okay,
the reason why I say what type
physical
of
cheating.
The reason why I say what type of kiss because I can go see. Yeah, you can break down those kisses now. Kissing is just not one thing, or one way.
I'm not talking to peck on the cheek to an old friend.
Yeah. So that's why I said what type of kissing.
Sensual, sexual, like, hey, this may lead to something, kissing.
Yeah, I mean, if you're tonguing someone, that's cheating.
It is. I agree.
In my eyes, that's cheating. I don't know if it's cheating in anyone else's eyes.
Cheating.
Like I can see a friend and give her a hug and a kiss on the cheek.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we cool like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you could possibly do the same thing. You know, a friend, hey, Michelle, mwah, you know what I'm saying? So I don't consider that cheating. But when you break down that if you're tongue kissing, where are you tongue kissing at anyway? Like where? Where does it start at? You know what I'm saying? Does it start while you pumping gas and you run into them? Oh, hey, Michelle, how you doing? Hey, John, let's make out quick. You know, that's cheating for sure. But
anyway, back to your point of you don't think you can heal from a physical infidelity at all.
I don't think I could. I have though. I mean, this is after I left it alone. I've healed and I forgave her. You know what I'm saying? But not actually being with her
But it didn't work out
for
long term. I mean, it didn't work out. You're not still with that person.
Well, that's my point. That's my point.
Yeah.
I couldn't forgive her. I forgave her well after, but at the same time, I wasn't with her, So it is what it is. It was what it was. You decided to do this. Hey, we can just be cool at this point, but no, we're not going to be together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't take her back after that. So I guess that's the answer. Can the relationship recover? And you'll be surprised. A lot of people, their relationships recover after something like that happens.
Yeah, I was gonna say I do know of some circumstances where it has. I don't know how healthy that relationship is for those people. I think they've moved. That's why I said earlier, I think you can move beyond it. I couldn't personally. I think you can, but I think that it takes a long time. I don't think it's definitely not something that happens overnight. Like you can't just expect somebody to say, I'm sorry. And then the other person to say like, oh, okay, I forgive you. And let's move on and be just like we were. That's not going to happen.
No,
I don't know that it would ever happen to get back to normal.
Yeah. I doubt if it would get back to normal too. And the way I look at it is once someone gets caught cheating and that other person decides to stay with that person after months of just being beefed out, because we never understand someone's situation, right? Maybe there's kids involved. Maybe there's a house involved.
Don't edit that out, Grant. Leave that in there.
Yeah, leave that in there. So maybe there's a house involved. Maybe there's financial things involved.
Right.
So, and they, at the end of the day, after 2 months of just long fighting, decide to, stay together. I always felt that other person always had that upper hand because it becomes that cheating becomes a ace in someone's pocket. Anytime something comes up, there's that card may get pulled out. Any small little thing that person may think that this person may be doing, it's gonna get pulled out. So it's gonna get thrown in that person's face. And so if I was that person, I would feel miserable. Like why are we still talking about this? Like you said it was good. We were good. We went through 2 months of arguing about it or counseling, whatever the case may be. So that's the past. Don't throw it back in my face because that's just going to make me feel even more miserable, or to the point where I may feel like, you know what, I can't talk to you or it's just not a good situation, So
I agree.
So LG also said, "Can you?" And I think we kind of defined cheating. She said, define cheating.
Mm-hmm. Well, we were watching something the other day, and I can't remember what it was, but it was something. The guy said something along the lines of, "Flirting isn't fucking." I don't know if is that right. Do you remember what we were watching and we saw that? And so the guy was flirting with someone else, and his partner caught him flirting, and he was like, "It's not a big
we was
deal."
watching American Horror Stories.
Oh, that's right. That's what it was.
Like
I couldn't remember. Okay.
That weird ass show, but go ahead.
No, it's actually kind of good though. But anyway, so that kind of struck a nerve with me when we decided to do or talk about LG's comments, because I was like, is flirting and like, then you get down this road of define flirting, because I'm a nice person. Does it mean I'm flirty? That I think is harmless, as long as it's not intended to lead to something or, take you down a path of some sort of temptation where you could mess up. Like that's where I think defining cheating, it's kind of broad. There's, like I said, the different types, and I don't know. There's so much.
It is so much. And that's why this episode is kind of tough, because, for one, we're not in that situation.
Right.
But for two, we have experienced something like this prior to us meeting each other, so to be clear, Jay and Chelle we are not your professional counselors or experts when it comes to this. So when you say define cheating, it just all depends on what that person can put up with.
Right.
Some people can't put up with shit. Like it's like, listen, you by my side no matter where I go, and you can't have any friends, or you can't. You can't be on social media. You can't do this. You can't do that. There are some people out there like that. So when you say define cheating, I don't know how to define it. Only thing I can say for myself is, I better not catch you in the bed with nobody, and better not catch you tongue kissing no one. Even though I never even thought about that. That's how I would look at cheating. I'm not looking at the flirting thing or wherever the case may be, because at the end of the day, I feel like. I have very good confidence in myself, or I'm secure with myself. So I'm not worried about if another guy say this or say that to my woman, or the case may be. And also, I also know what she's at mentally when it comes to our relationship.
Right.
So only thing I can say about defining cheating, you are have to define that yourself. What can you put up with? What can your heart put up with? What can your brain put up with? What can your physical body put up with? Because even finding out you've been cheated on takes a toll on you mentally. Stress, everything, So, LG, I can't really define cheating for you. It's basically what you can put up with or what you cannot put up with.
Yeah, like I think no one gets into a relationship, right? Or commits themselves to somebody and intends for this to happen. Obviously, if you do, you're kind of a messed up individual, but no one sets out. So I think that communication, always setting boundaries, if you're doing something I don't like and I tell you I don't like it, whether you think it's okay or not, then that should be respected. Or if I'm doing something you don't like, multiple times, you shouldn't have told me multiple times. Just tell me one time, I don't like that you did that, and I should not do it again. So I think that's where the communication is always going to need to be clearly stated, and the boundaries, because what I might tolerate in a relationship is different than what someone else might. So you're right. It's definitely based on what those two people can handle or what they do or don't do. But I think that, if you don't like you're doing something, because, and it's a huge thing right now. Let's just face it. TikTok and Instagram, I love both of those platforms, but it's truly a shake your ass video platform, in my opinion. And I don't, some people get all bent out of shape about, oh, my guy's liking these pictures or following half naked women. I don't want to say I don't care about that stuff, but it doesn't bother me, because first of all, if that person has 20,000 followers and you're one of those 20,000, she doesn't know who the hell you are anyway. So, so I don't care. Go like that shit all day long. I think it's when they start commenting or trying to engage in something that would lead down a path of cheating. So I think some people might define cheating as liking pictures or commenting. Some people wouldn't. So I think, it's really hard to define what is cheating, because definitely the physical part we've established. It's the rest of it, the online or the emotional, that's more of a gray area. And it really depends on what those two people can handle or what their relationship is like, what boundaries they've set.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And this conversation is actually bringing me back to like previous shows that we did,
Yes.
keeping the spark alive in your relationship.
Yep.
Make sure your partner is smiling every day. I know we all go through things on a daily basis, but for the most part, like you always tell me, hey, we have our whole lives to live, and be happy. So if you find yourself keeping the spark alive, and you're doing everything that you was doing when you first met this person, and for some reason. You still get played to the left on physical cheating or whatever the case may be, then that other person for sure there's a problem there for sure. That's the only time I can see where we can look at that one side of the coin. You know what I'm saying? That person may be going through something or bored. I don't know. I'm just trying to throw everything out there, just to see where we're at with it. But
I think you just really have to be disciplined. There's always going to be temptation. I don't care who you are. And that's why I was saying earlier, like, it's not based on your looks either. You can be the best looking person in the world and still get cheated on.
Oh, for sure.
And then to your point, maybe she's not doing something right. Maybe there's a problem. And that's so true. I mean, it's, you have to have that discipline. If you're wanting to be in a relationship with somebody, then have that discipline to be able to say no when people ask you, do you have a girlfriend? Are you single? We were just at some place last night. We were out and some guy specifically said to the bartender, are you married? I don't know if you heard, did you hear that? And she said, yes, I've been married for over a year. But what if he had just said, do you have, are you single? Like, she could have easily been in a relationship with somebody. He asked her, are you married? She could have said no, but she didn't. She just immediately, yes, answered the question, I'm married. And he was like, oh, I was going to try to shoot my shot, but since you're married, I won't. And so. And
there's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with it.
Hey, listen, I was about to shoot my shot.
Yeah,
but
nothing wrong with that.
You shot me down first, and he left it alone.
Yeah,
he did. Because I know seen some situations where it was just more pressure after that. Like, oh, well, where he at then? And, this and that, this and that, And he could have went that route, and she could have easily fell into it. He was very respectful, and that was that. But yes, I get your point on that.
Do you think more cheating happens in marriages or relationships or both?
I mean, a marriage is a relationship, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I just mean if you're like just dating versus marriage. I guess I should have rephrased that question.
I don't know.
I looked it up, but I don't know how accurate it is. But it was people are twice as likely. No, people are twice as likely to face infidelity if they are not married. But I don't know how many married people are admitting to it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know where those statistics, I don't know how accurate they really are, because if you're a shady person who's cheating on your wife or husband, are you really going to admit that in a survey of sitting? Or exactly. I don't know if it's, I don't know I was just curious what your thoughts were on it. Does it matter?
No, I mean, it doesn't matter. Again, cheating is cheating, especially physical cheating is cheating. What's the average amount of years these days, or in 2022 that a marriage lasts? What is it?
It's 10.
10 years?
9 or 10.
9 or 10 years, yeah. And even with that being said, there's probably still issues that's within that marriage.
Oh,
One thing for sure is that if a couple is married and there's some cheating going on, they will probably tend to try to make it work for sake of not going the divorce route. I think I said a while back in a different show that, breakups can last a year or two before you're actually done with that person. It's not really, I don't think it's instantly. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's, only way I can see it being instantly is if someone was to catch someone in their bed. Yeah. And then that would be instant, but finding out this or finding out that as a married couple, you're going to have your beefs, and you're going to probably try to figure out a route to go to that way the relationship can heal, whether it's counseling or whether it's you guys sitting down, seeing a priest, a pastor, or whatever the case may be. I think that married couples would tend to try to go those routes before they just up and call it quits. Now, single folks, yeah, man, fuck you, I'm done. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So because there's nothing really binding them together, you know, outside of
It's a little harder
love,
to
you know,
separate
exactly.
when you're married. Mm-hmm. You have to go through a process.
Got to go through the process, you know.
I saw something the other day. Well, actually, I saw this a few months ago, and it's always resonated with me because it's scary giving your whole heart to somebody and trusting them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when what I saw was it said, love is, I mean, to make sure I get it right. So let me think for a sec. Love is giving someone the opportunity to destroy you, but trusting them not to.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that just like that states it all in any kind of relationship, whether you're married or just dating somebody, because it is so true. Like you are giving someone the whole opportunity to like destroy you. But then you have to have that trust not to let that happen. So
For sure.
it's wild.
Any final thoughts for LG?
No, I just really appreciate the comment always from her. She's been a very good supporter and friend to us, and I really love that she said, "Hey, we need an episode on this." I hope that we delivered. I don't know. I know we didn't really make any definitive answers or probably give that great of answers to her questions, but I want to hear from people where maybe you have had this happen and made it work after, I mean, it doesn't have to air your personal business, but tell us, hey, you can work through it. You can heal from that or you can't, I think that it would be good to hear some real life stories. I'm only going off of the people that I know or experiences, from the past. So hopefully we did it justice for LG.
For sure. And LG, I would like to also say thank you for commenting, giving us something to talk about. I don't know how much it helped by us talking about it. It's a very difficult comment that you made or episode to do, because this is a situation where everybody thinks differently on what cheating is, what their mind, heart, soul, body can even handle. So,
Right.
So with that being said, again, thank you so much for commenting, and keep them coming. Keep all the topics coming that you guys may want to do. Don't forget to go to our YouTube and subscribe. And also don't forget to listen on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Sounder. And
follow us on follow us on our social media. We've started to do some giveaways. We're asking for a lot of feedback. We want to have that engagement. So on Facebook or Instagram, if you could give us a follow on there too, that would be awesome.
For sure. Thank you guys so much. And until next time. Peace.
Thank you.